All right, so to answer your question, what is a rabbi? A rabbi is a Hebrew word. Well, the word rabbi, R-A-B-B-I, that's an English word what's it called when you like flip the different languages? It's the same word, but it sounds different, right? Like rabbi, Rebbe. Rebbe is in Hebrew. Reish, Beis, Yud. You see, it might be backwards. If you can read Hebrew, that would make a difference. But Hebrew goes from right to left. Rebbe means teacher. So traditionally, over the past 3,500 years, so there's it's not Rebbe does not always mean leader, although to his students he's a leader. Rebbe means teacher. So I'm a rabbi. Rabbis, obviously, anyone can. You could become a rabbi off of a Wheaties box. No, the rabbis will be featured on the Wheaties box, right? But you get it out of a Cracker Jack box, right? So mine was paid for right after high school, 5 years rabbinical school, in different locations around the world, like branches of the yeshiva, right? I was in Tamchei Tamimim Lubavitch, so I'm a Lubavitcher Chassid, American citizen, but that's none of your freaking business because I am terrified when it comes to talk about politics, but I know that it's going to have to happen eventually. So digital rabbi was from this idea. I'm a registered nurse. I've been working in the field, right, for 9 years now. 2 years on a lung transplant unit in the hospital, and for the past 7 years, home care. And then a freaking pandemic comes and like for schnookers the entire universe, right? And so long before everything changed in 2020, I've been ranting and raving and going nuts about the problems in healthcare, etc. And also, like, I even had this idea of like digital rabbi, and I'm like, look, I've got my kids, right? I got my 4 boys, right? And I'm like digital dad, right, or whatever, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh, these ideas are making my head explode, right? So what I did is I started, like, I would act it out whenever it would happen. It started way back. I think it was at least 2015. Maybe even before. I just something like snapped in my head, and I was driving my car around doing home care, and I'm like the rabbi taxi. So I started just kind of like doing it. I made the mistake of being too excited about it in real life. And so the people in my immediate surroundings, like those closest to me, generally speaking, they're not able to take what I'm, like, the context of what they're watching over here out of like who they know of me as a person in the community and in the family, right? So that's my inner struggle, is to, not to say I don't give a crap about that, but to understand that when I'm doing this, I'm thinking about the ultimate, like, why am I even doing it in the first place? So I broke my butt sitting on a freaking bench for like the first 20 years, 22, 23 years, and I worked so hard, and I had ADHD, and I didn't even know it. And I've been an artist. I've always been I've loved drawing. I can show you my portfolio of like my old stuff. I left a bunch of drawings on an airplane once from Los Angeles to New York City, and then I realized in the airport, and I was like, you know what, I can't be bothered. It's a freaking mental disorder. I make these works of art, and I just let them go. So I can't let them go anymore. I got to show it to you. I got to share it with you. So Rebbe means teacher, and so yeah, it's obviously more to it than that. The whole thing of this project, Digital Rabbi, is that I want to take myself, I'm not just a source of information. I want to take myself and put it straight into jump headfirst into the internet, to record myself. And not just because I'm such a dynamically funny, hilarious personality with a teeny tiny little ego, right? That's like a front to the camera. It's my art. It's my fun. So I'm a teacher. I'm an artist. I'm an NRG. I call that a normal, regular guy. And I hope that answers your question. So subscribe below, check out what we do. I'll be popping up a little bit more here and there until you either decide that you love me or you don't want to see me again. But when you're like, I can't stand this guy, let me show him to my friends so they can make fun of him. But Be nice to me, okay?